Hello everyone, it's Janine here. Welcome to my channel. Well, I've been tagged and I've been tagged by Shar and by Lequetta at Pampered Petals. So I have the time. My husband and my father has gone for a massage, so I have time to do a few videos. So the first question, what is my name? Well, my name is Janine, my Smith. My maiden surname is Oliver. There's no story, my mom told me that when she was pregnant, sorry, my throat, my brother was firstborn, and then when she was pregnant with me, my dad came home from work one night and he passed a little boutique that specialized in baby clothes for girls and boys. And my mom said there was the most beautiful pink frilly, the most beautiful dress you can imagine in the window. And my dad went inside and he bought the dress. And he came home and he showed my mom. My mom said, "You don't even know if it's going to be a girl." He said, "It is going to be a girl." And the name of the dress was Janine. And he said, "And her name is going to be Janine." So that's how. So that was it. I was Janine. And then when I got, so my mom, in South Africa, people always have two names, as in many places. So my mom said, she's Janine Carol Oliver. And then we're Catholic. And then when I got baptized, and my mom was telling the priest, her names and that. And so in the church, when you're baptized, she was supposed to give the name of a saint. And so my mom said, well, her name is Janine Carol. And the priest said, no, Carol is not a saint name. You need to give Janine, and Carol is fine, but you also need to have a saint's name. So my mom said Mary. So I was Janine Carol Mary Oliver. So that's a little tale for you with my name. And then the second question is, how did I come up with my YouTube channel name? Well, my love for vintage shabby chic has always been there. My house is decorated like that, and always crafted that way. So I was really quite surprised when I chose the name, because so many people like vintage shabby chic. I didn't think the name would be available, but it was, so I guess I was lucky. So my channel is named after my own personal likes. And my favorite, the third question is my favorite craft. I like many things. My great love, and I should be honest and say that I would go for linen, lace, fabric, pearls, that kind of thing. But I love paper crafting as well. And I also like to do trash to treasure. I love doing that. But then I would then use the lace and the fabric, so it's really the same thing. But I do love making albums, paper albums. That was when I first started crafting. I would make paper albums. I never really liked making cards. Layouts, I do enjoy doing them, but I do it very seldom, and unless it's for a challenge or something like that. But I like paper craft. I like making mini albums, and lately I enjoy very much doing the altered file folders, but then I don't stick to paper. I bring in the lace and the fabric. So really, my most favorite then is linen, lace, fabric, that type of thing. So my favorite place to shop for craft is online. Dubai is a very glamorous city. It has whatever you can think of, it's here. Whatever luxury you can think of, it's here. It's a concrete, beautiful place. But the crafting, the crafting business, it's it's not good at all. There are a handful of shops. They, you know, shops come and they go, and you know, it just doesn't. It's just not. You know, like in the US and in the UK, and you can go to a shop and you can get a crafting shop and you can get sort of things that are in now, but not here. And I've spoken to, because I've been on design teams here and so on, and you know, was giving workshops and classes and so. And I've asked the ladies who own the stores. They said, well, you know, the problem is it takes so long, because obviously, you know, when you are importing, you're going to take the method that's the cheapest, so that, you know, you can have the most profit. It just takes too long. By the time the goodies come here, there's something new in, you know. So for me, especially with Graphic 45 and Prima and stuff like that, I like to have what's in now, so I buy online. But there is a great store here. It's a, you know, it's a craft supply shop, so you can get everything. They paint, you know, they don't specialize in one particular thing, so that's always a nice go-to place. And there are 2 or 3 online shops, and you know, you can buy things from them, like you know, all the utensils, I mean tools you need for crafting, they have it. But really, I shop online. So yeah. And then question number 5, top 5 crafting channels I enjoy. Now this is not an easy question to answer, and the only way I can answer truthfully is if I separate them into categories, and I can say like journals and fabric and lace and paper and so on. So I'm not going to name anyone, but I will say that my favorite 5 categories is journal making, album making, paper bags and card making, and you know, things like that. I'm not going to mention my favorite 5 top channels to enjoy. I mean, I love watching so many people, you know, in the fabric and in the lace and fabric books. I love watching Jean Rag. I love watching Little Shabby Chic and 7 Mrs. T. I like watching Annie, you know. I mean, Annie is amazing. And then when it comes to journals, I like watching Gail Augustinelli, Fiona the Journal Crafter, what's that lady with a journey, you know, there are so many people that I enjoy watching. And for cards, and so it's going to be very difficult for me to mention my top 5. So I won't mention my top 5 crafters, but I will pick 5 channels that I think is very worth looking at. And the number 1 on my list is Sue 777700. When I first started crafting, I used to watch Sue all the time, and she has been a big inspiration to me over the years. And I remember learning so much from her with regards to mini albums. And even today, Sue has the ability to do a project and make it look so exquisitely beautiful. You know, she has this amazing talent. So I will put her link below, and I really hope that you go over and have a look at her. Another person I would like to mention is Virginia 1468. Virginia is also an amazing, has the amazing ability to work with appliques and wedding appliques and lace, and her work is also very stunning. And I would also like to mention Clear Morning Dew. Now this lady, I found out about a Little Shabby Chic. She had a challenge, and Rosy, who's clear morning dew, she entered the challenge, and Rosy and I started chatting on Instagram, and we've become friends. And she doesn't do a lot of videos, but when she does, you can drool, and go, ah, she is really has the most amazing talent. And if you go over to her, you'll see what I mean. So, and then I would like to also mention Yorlis. She's on an amazing paper crafter, and she makes bags and dolls. Oh, she's just stunning, and I love watching her channel because she just manages to make everything look so soft and with pastel shades, and oh, she's just absolutely fabulous. And then my number 5 is Ivy's Shabby Craft Cabin. I met Ivy through she's also on the DT team for Miss Garden Grove 1, and she really makes amazing projects. I always fall in love with her DT projects, so please click on her link and go over and visit her channel as well. You won't be sorry. My favorite color is blue to wear, but my favorite colors in crafting are, all the neutrals. And then when I say pink, I'm always going for the vintage shades, like vintage blue, vintage pink, vintage green. They just sort of kind of darker, and I find that when I want to craft to that colors and it's too bright, I just, if you coffee stain it, it gets that vintagey color. So yeah, that's my favorite color. And talking about colors, another thing I quickly want to say, because quite a few people have asked me about the black long sleeve tops that I always wear. Downstairs, in the building that I stay downstairs, there was a salon, and they, hair salon, and they went out of business, and they were selling all their stuff. And in the one bag that I bought, there was these smocks. That's what they called it, long sleeve smocks. And it was about 8 in there, and I wear them when I craft. It's like an apron that ties at the back, and these long sleeves of the, it comes, around to the back and it ties. And I wear them when I craft because I work with lace and fabric. There's a lot of fluff in it, and it will cling to everything. So, so when you do see me in this black long sleeve top, that's what I wear when I craft smocks. The black smocks that the salon used to use, and I wear them all the time when I craft. I just take them off when I go back, when I stop crafting. Question number 8. Where does my love from crafting come from? My mom was a preschool teacher, and we moved from one area in South Africa to another, and we moved into a very big home. And there are 3, I have 2 siblings, a sister and a brother, but the house was huge, and we stayed there. Then I got married, my brother got married, my sister went to go and stay on her own, and my mom had this huge house. So she registered a business, and she did some alterations, and our home, a large part of our home was turned into a preschool business. And the health department came, and she had from 3-month-old babies to age 6. In South Africa, you start grade 1 when you're 7. So my mom had teachers and cooks and cleaners and nannies, and it was quite a setup. And I've always been sort of drawing and painting and stuff like that. And my mom said to me, when her school was kind of finished, she said, "You must make things for my wall." So I took out my paints, and I did simple things like apple A and crayons and stuff like that. But that was really where it burst. Although I always liked being crafty, to call it a term, but really, that was really where everything started, and from there it didn't stop. You know, I just always would make, and you know, like she would, end of the year, she would either make the cards, I had to make the gift baskets for the teachers and all of that. It just went on, and then I started doing it such a lot. And the people there, the lady that owned the craft store, asked me to come do some classes, and you know, that's what I used to do. Even though I am a businesswoman, I was a businesswoman in South Africa. Crafting was always something I did on the side, and now in Dubai I do it all the time, and I love it. If I don't craft, I don't feel good. And nowadays, with me looking after my dad, my crafting time and watching YouTube has really shrunk a lot. And I'm not complaining, I'm just mentioning it so that if you see I'm not always commenting on your videos, or you know, then it's not because I don't want to, I haven't watched it, because my dad constantly calls me and needs me, so it takes priority. But I do craft because I struggle to sleep, so I'm always crafting at night, and I'm on Annie's DT team, and for me that's absolutely a lifesaver, because you know, if it wasn't for Anne being on Annie's team, I would probably not make such a big effort, but for her I do, and I want to craft, and I do swaps. I'm still involved with lots of swaps, but everybody, those who swap with me, they know, instead of, it's now September, instead of saying okay, let's post October, no, we'll post November, and that's it. You know, we want to swap with each other, we're all happy to agree to those terms. And then when did you first start crafting? Well, I just answered that, you know, with in my early 20s, when my mom started her preschool business. I think I could say that was you know, where I really started spending a lot of time. And the last question is favorite craft so far. I've mentioned all the different types of crafting I do, but for me right now, my most favorite type of crafting is to combine them all together. You know, to, like in that last wall hanging I did for Annie's DT, a project for September DT, normally I would use fabric and felt, and I do the base of my wall hanging, but I didn't. I used paper, very thick paper, and I used cardboard, and I used fabric, and you know, and lace. And so I like to combine, my favorite way of crafting is to combine everything: paper, fabric, lace, embellishments, put them all together and come up with something. So that's my 10 questions. Again, thank you very much, Shar and Lequetta, for tagging me, and also thank you, Jeannie, for mentioning me in your tagged video. Jeannie, oh, I love that woman. Anyway, that's a different video. So thank you for watching, and I hope I didn't bore you guys to death with my stories. I'll post the links to the 5 talented ladies that I've mentioned, and I hope, if you're not subscribed to them, I hope you subscribe to them. You won't be sorry. And thanks for watching, and I look forward to the responses of those 5 very talented ladies I've tagged. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye. Struggling to switch off my video. Thanks everyone. Bye bye.